The CBS Radio Mystery Theater presents... Come in. Welcome. I'm E.G. Marshall. Welcome to our world of mystery and the macabre, of unbearable suspense. Sit back and lend us your imagination for a while. We'll do some remarkable things with it. Imagine, for instance, an elderly woman, Belle Richwood, alone and forgotten, except for her nephew Charles, her only living relative, and the only human being she ever sees. Until one lonely night.
You're back. I can't believe it. Look, I've had just about enough of this. You people simply have to stop coming into my apartment. This just isn't right. I'm entitled to my privacy. Will you answer me when I speak to you? Now, get out of here and leave me alone. We won't have it. I'm going to tell Charles. He has to do something about this. Oh.
Hello?
Oh, Charles.
Hello, Aunt Belle.
Look, will you get over here and get these people out?
Who, Aunt Belle?
That man who was here last week. And this time he has a friend. A lady friend, no less. I'm frightened, Charles.
You mean that guy is back?
He certainly is. With this strange woman. Oh, hurry, Charles, please.
Our mystery drama, Strange Company, was written especially for the Mystery Theater by Bob Juran and stars Bryna Rayburn. It is sponsored in part by the Kellogg Company, makers of Kellogg's Special K cereal, and by new sugar-free Diet 7-Up. I'll be back shortly with Act 1.
Baked in the morning, Kellogg's has that wholesome taste to get you up and grinning.
This is Jerry Coffer for Kellogg's Special K. We've been having some fun in our television and radio commercials by using a ball and chain to symbolize the slight overweight problem common to so many of us. We point out that being a few pounds overweight is just a little more difficult for you. Climbing stairs, just walking around, even sitting down can feel, well, like you're wearing a ball and chain. In case you missed the message, it's this. If you really want to get rid of that extra weight, you really have to work at it by exercising and with sensible meals like the Special K breakfast. A 1-ounce bowl of Special K, America's favorite high-protein cereal, 4 ounces of skim milk, tomato juice, and coffee, less than 240 calories, nutritious and, by the way, delicious. So why not begin each day with a Special K breakfast and then keep up the good work? Special K can't help you lose weight all by itself, but it really is a good start.
Inflation is something that we're really living with today, and State Farm has what we term inflation coverage. And
Agent Gabe Franco, Fort Collins, Colorado, explains the low-cost inflation coverage State Farm offers homeowners in most areas.
what it really amounts to is, as the value of your home increases, the amount of coverage that you have on that home automatically increases. You don't have to call your agent every year and say, look, I think my home's increased in value, would you raise my insurance? You don't have to do that. It's done automatically. The idea that their home is going to always be protected at all times for the full cost of replacing it is important to a person.
In most areas, State Farm Fire and Casualty offers a homeowner's policy that can increase your coverage automatically as the cost of replacing your home increases. A good reason to see your State Farm agent now.
And like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
As we grow older, very often our fears darken, our anxieties deepen, and our thoughts indulge in some strange tricks. Belle Richwood and her sister Julia lived their whole lives together, almost recluses, until the neighborhood around them deteriorated to the point where their nephew Charles was forced to move them from the city to a peaceful apartment in the country. But for Belle and Julia, there was to be no peace.
Hello?
Oh, Charles, it's about time you answered.
What's the matter now, Aunt Belle?
Julia's fallen again. Can you get right over?
All right, Aunt Belle. Cover her up. I'll be right there.
Oh, for heaven's sake, hurry up. She's not moving this time. I think she's unconscious.
Julia's fallen again.
Third time this week.
Charles, Julia simply has got to go to a nursing home. Whether Belle likes it or not, she can't take care of Julia anymore, and we can't go on like this.
I know, Linda, I know. What are we going to use for money? All they've got is their Social Security. And I'm so deep in hock myself, I can't pay for a nursing home.
Well, I'm sick of you running over there at all hours to pick Julia off the floor. Or get her out of a bathtub. She's too old to be getting into a tub anyway.
I'm fed up, too.
I don't see why you bothered with them after your mother died.
I'm their only blood relative. I had to get involved.
Well, go pick Julia off the floor. And hurry back. Dinner's almost ready.
Oh, you took your time.
Where is she?
In the bedroom. Hurry. Okay. Can you get her up?
No, Aunt Belle. Julia's dead.
Oh, no, Charles. She's just unconscious.
No, Aunt Belle, she's gone.
No, I can't believe it.
The fall was just too much for her.
Not my Julie. She can't be. No, Julia, dear. Wake
Please,
up. Wake up.
Aunt Belle. Please. I'll have to make some phone calls first. I'll take you back to our place.
No. I can't leave Julia.
But they'll be taking her away in a little while. You'll be better off at home with Linda.
It was all because we moved to this apartment. We should have stayed in the city.
Aunt Belle, we've been through all this. I moved you out of the city because you were mugged twice in your own elevator.
This place isn't any better. Julia always hated this apartment. I think it hates us. It's evil. Julia's gone. What am I going to do?
No. You've got to think about yourself.
Myself? I haven't thought about myself for 60 years. It's always been Julia.
But you won't have to worry about her anymore.
What do you mean, Charles? I'm more worried about her. More than ever.
It's time to leave, Aunt Belle.
Oh, couldn't I stay with her a little while longer? She looks just as though she's asleep.
A few minutes more. We'll wait in the lobby.
Julia, dear, do you want to wake up now?
Aunt Belle.
It's all right, Linda.
Perhaps you're better off sleeping, dear. I'll have a nice snack ready for you when you wake.
Come on, Linda.
But Charles,
I said come on.
she shouldn't be alone in there. She doesn't believe Julia's dead.
Yes, she does.
But you heard her say...
Belle's been a sister to Julia for 60 years. And a mother for 10. It'll take her time to get over Julia's death.
Gives me the chills.
Don't worry about it.
I suppose we'd better go now. You'll have to be getting back to work.
I'm not working today, Aunt Belle. I got the day off. You're coming back to the house with us.
Charles, I have to settle with you about the funeral expense. I'll take care of them, of course.
Plenty of time for that later. Now, I want you to watch your head.
Oh,
That's it.
thank you, Charles. Yes, I'm in.
Well, Linda, would you want her any more rational than that?
I suppose not. What a relief.
You didn't have to see me in, Charles. I'll be all right.
Don't be silly, Aunt Belle.
And thanks for having me to dinner. You were right. I wouldn't have wanted to be alone today.
I hate leaving you now, but...
Oh, I'll be all right. I have to get used to it.
I'll stop in tomorrow night after work.
Yes, do. And I'll give you the money for the expenses. Do you know how much they are?
Well, that can wait, Aunt Belle. In fact, I didn't think you'd be able to cover it. I was planning to take out a loan.
Oh, nonsense. I have it, and I'll pay it.
Well, it's $1,500.
All right. I'll have it counted out for you tomorrow.
You mean you have that much in cash here? I don't think that's a wise thing to do.
No, nonsense. I've always had cash on hand.
Well, that's up to you. You'll be all right tonight?
Don't worry about me. Come by tomorrow.
I'll lock the door behind me.
I always do.
Good night, Aunt Belle.
Good night, Charles. I wonder if there's any ginger ale in the refrigerator. Oh, that reminds me. I wanted to tell Charles. Charles! Oh, he's gone. Hello, Linda. Yes, I'm all right. Oh, Linda, Charles just left, and I wanted to tell him something. Would you please have him call when he gets in? Yes. Thank you. I may as well start. Oh, you. How did you get in here? Answer me. What do you want? I order you to leave my apartment. Why don't you say something? Stop sitting there smiling. How dare you just come in and sit on my furniture? Tell me what you want if you don't. I'll get you out of here. I'm calling my nephew. Oh, dear, I remember he isn't home. Please, what do you want? Why won't you answer me? I'll give you whatever you want if you please leave. Please. Oh, thank you, Charles.
I just got in and Linda said you wanted to see
Oh,
me.
Charles, there's a strange man in my apartment.
What?
He's sitting on the sofa. He won't say anything and he won't leave.
Did he threaten you?
No, he isn't doing anything, but he won't go.
I'll be right there. Now, don't do anything to antagonize him.
Aunt Belle!
Oh, Charles, thank you for coming.
Where is he?
Oh, he's gone.
Oh, thank God for that. I called the police. But how did he get in? Tell me what happened.
I don't know. I put the chain on the door after you. Then I called Linda, and when I turned around, there he was.
He must have been in the apartment when we arrived. In the bedroom or the bathroom, maybe.
He must have been. I certainly didn't let him in, but he left in a hurry when he heard me talking to you.
Well, I'll check the rest of the apartment just to be sure.
No, I'm more mad than scared. The nerve of him just sitting there smiling, not saying a word.
I'll get it.
Mr. Gordon?
Oh, yes, come in, officer.
You reported a prowler?
Yes, this is my aunt, Miss Richwood.
Just a few questions. You say he was here in the apartment?
Yes, sitting right on that sofa.
I think he was hiding here when we came in, officer. We had just got back from the funeral of Miss Richwood's sister.
What time was that?
About 9.
And you didn't see him then?
No.
Tell me, Miss Richwood, what did he do? Or say? Did he threaten you?
No, he wouldn't say a word. He just sat there smiling.
Oh. And when did he leave?
Well, when my nephew called, that must have scared him off, because when I turned back, he was gone.
All right, Miss Richwood. We're searching the rest of the building. We'll put out a bulletin on him. We'll call you if we find a suspect. We'll need an identification.
Yes, of course.
Good night now.
Good night, officer, and thank you. Aunt Belle, now you've got to come home with me. You can't stay here alone tonight.
Oh, I have to stay here, Charles. I don't dare leave the apartment. Not if someone's getting in.
But then I'll have to stay with you.
Oh, no, you don't. No, I'll be all right. Now that we know there's no one here.
Well, I hate
I'll lock the door. No one will get in. And with the police around, I feel doubly safe.
Okay, Aunt Belle. But I'll call you when I get home, and I'll be in after work tomorrow.
Oh, yes. Do come by, Charles. I'll have the money for you, for Julia's funeral.
Aunt Belle, Your money. Could this guy have taken it?
Oh, I don't know. He didn't seem to. Oh, dear.
Where'd you have it?
In the bedroom. I always thought this was the safest. Oh, thank heaven. Oh, it's here.
You sure? All of it?
Well, the suitcase is here. He couldn't have known. Oh, yes. There's no money missing.
Good grief.
Oh, it's all there. I'm not worried, Charles. That man won't be back.
But Aunt Belle, all that money.
Oh, don't worry, Charles. I'm going to hide my money in a different place, just in case.
Charles, it's time Belle went into a nursing home, or at least a home for the aging. That man last week could have killed her. She shouldn't be living alone.
She's doing all right.
She's doing all right. And what about us? I'm sick of sharing you with them. Oh, her now. For 2 years, you've been nursemaid to Belle and Julia.
Linda, it had to be that way.
I'm sick of it. I'm sick of everything. And if you won't put her in a nursing home, I'll leave you, Charlie.
No, you won't.
You just see.
Belle's not going to a nursing home, Linda. Those homes cost money.
The state takes care of old people who don't have money.
But Belle has money, Linda. Lots of it.
What do you mean, lots of it?
A suitcase so full of hundreds she can hardly close it. I saw it that night the man got in. She opened it in front of my eyes and counted out the $1,500 for the undertaker.
So great, she's got some money. She can afford a nursing home.
Oh, no, Linda, I'm not going to see that money go into a nursing home. That money is going to be ours.
You mean we're in her will?
She hasn't got a will, but she's got a suitcase full of money. And I'm her only next of kin.
So? What good is it to you?
I'm the only one who knows it's there. When she dies, Linda, that money is ours. The way I feel now, every cent she spends is coming out of my pocket.
But she might live for years.
She might. And that's why I want to keep her in her nice little cheap apartment. She doesn't spend more than $15 a week for food. We're going to be extra nice to Aunt Belle, Linda. After all, we're protecting an investment.
You're back. I can't believe it. I've had just about enough of this. You people simply have to stop coming into my apartment. Get out of here and leave us alone. Well, we won't have it. I'm going to tell Charles he has to do something about this. Oh.
Hello?
Oh, Charles.
Hello, Aunt Belle.
Will you get over here and get these people out?
Who, Aunt Belle?
That man who was here last week. And this time he has a friend. A lady friend, no less.
Aunt Belle, you mean that guy is back?
He certainly is, and with a strange woman.
I'll be right over.
Oh, please do. They're upsetting Julia terribly. I think she's afraid of them.
Julia? Aunt Belle, Julia is dead. She can't be there.
Strange company indeed. That suspicious man is back, and with a lady friend. An accomplice, no doubt. It's not easy being alone and old and rich. But Julia, that sort of thing doesn't happen. Belle must be imagining things. I'll be back shortly with Act 2.
Oh, somebody's been drinking my sugar-free diet 7-Up, and it's all gone.
Oh, actually, I saved a little.
Oh, a bear!
Hiya, Goldie. What's brewing?
That's Miss Goldilocks to you.
Oh, come on, kid. You mean you don't remember me? The cottage, the 3 chairs, the porridge?
Baby bear!
In the fur. Been a long time, Goldie.
But baby bear,
Just call me BB.
you drank all the sugar-free diet 7-Up, and I have to conduct another diet drink taste test today.
Well, yeah, I saw the sign on the door, a professional taste tester, huh?
But how can I conduct my taste test now?
Why bother? I tried those other diet drinks, too. You'll notice there's still plenty of them around. Why not ask me?
Well, okay, BB. Tell me, why did you drink all the sugar-free diet 7-Up?
I like the taste. Light, fresh, natural, sugar-free diet 7-Up is definitely unbearably delicious.
Mm-hmm.
Aren't you glad?
Glad is what happens when you use Dial soap.
Aren't you glad?
It starts right out with a clean, fresh scent that's like nothing else.
Aren't you glad?
To get you going, clean and fresh.
Aren't you glad? 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 Just to be. Aren't you glad?
Dial washes away the cause of odor on your skin.
Aren't you glad?
You just can't buy a better deodorant soap than Dial.
Aren't you glad?
And that's saying something.
Aren't you glad? Aren't you glad? Do you dial? Aren't you glad? Do you dial? Aren't you glad? Aren't you glad? Do you dial? Aren't you glad?
Let's return to the apartment of Belle Richwood, where, so she says, her late sister has spent the day, along with some other questionable companions. Her nephew Charles is with her now, and it seems as though the visitors have left.
Belle, look. There's no one in this chair.
I know. They're not here now.
And this is where you saw Julia, in this chair?
Yes. Yes, and I'm so worried. Where can she be?
Aunt Belle, you know Julia passed away. Julia is dead.
Yes, I know. I feel so terrible about Julia. Do you think we should call the police?
No, they couldn't help.
But they could look for her. I remember one time in the city she wandered away.
Aunt Belle, stop it.
Charles.
We cannot look for Julia because Julia is dead.
I know. Julia's dead.
Then stop saying you saw her in the apartment.
It's all right, Charles. I won't mention Julia again. But I do wish you'd do something about the other two.
The other two?
I told you before. The man who comes in here, and now the woman.
Oh, yes, those.
I simply don't understand how they're getting in.
Doesn't it stand to reason that you're imagining there's a man and woman here?
Charles, I know real people when I see them.
Have you ever touched them?
Oh, heavens, no.
But that might convince you.
Oh, why should I have to touch them? I know they're here.
But they never speak, isn't that right?
Oh, yes, that's true. They don't talk.
Aunt Belle, I don't know who or what they are, but there's nothing I can do about them.
Well, I can't. The next time they show up, I'm calling the police.
No, I wouldn't do that, Aunt Belle. You couldn't tell them any more than you already have.
Well, they can certainly put a stop to strange people in my apartment. And another thing, I'm going to find another place to hide my money.
Well, that is a good idea.
Charles, come closer. They might be listening. Now, I want you to know where my money is, just in case. I'm going to hide that suitcase. You know, the one you saw it.
Yes.
I'm going to hide that behind the refrigerator.
Good idea.
But where should I hide the other one?
2 suitcases full of money?
And who knows if that's even all. You see why I want to keep things just as they are?
But surely, that man that's getting in with all that money
There is no man, or Julia either. She's imagining that Julia is back, and she imagines she sees those people too. They aren't there. Oh, it's just one of those things that comes with age, hardening of the arteries or something like that. It does things to the brain.
But if they're so real to her...
Yes, they are real to her. And all that money is real to me. All ours when Belle...
dies?
Yes.
As long as no one else knows the money's there.
No one does.
Then you'd better make sure she doesn't talk to anyone.
Like whom? I'm the only person she ever sees.
She wanted to call the police about Julia.
Don't worry. I see her every night now. I'll keep her under control. Hi, Belle.
Oh, Charles, I'm so glad you came by tonight. I know how those people are getting in.
You do?
Yes, through here. They're coming right through this door.
Aunt Belle, that's a closet. It's the clothes closet.
Oh, that explains where they live, then. They always come through this door. In fact, that woman came in today, and nice as you please, she picked up my coat and put it on. I could have smacked her face.
Maybe you should have, Aunt Belle.
Well, I couldn't bring myself to do that.
But you would have found out that woman doesn't exist. She's just in your imagination.
Oh, yes? Well, I'm not imagining. Missing $100.
What?
I had the rent money all counted out. It was in an envelope on the kitchen table, and now it's gone. I reported it to the police.
Aunt Belle, you didn't.
Oh, of course. Why shouldn't I?
Because you probably misplaced the money and think it's gone. What do the police say?
Well, that nice young officer who came the other time said they'd send out a search for that woman. She's the one, I know.
Belle, I don't think you ought to keep so much money around.
Well, I had thought of putting it in the bank.
I was thinking maybe you ought to let me take care of it for you. I mean, with one case behind the refrigerator.
Shh. They'll hear you. Don't let them know where it is.
Oh. Yes, you're right, Aunt Belle.
Is anybody watching? No.
No.
Oh, good. Oh, come on. We're going to move the suitcases. Now, you get the one behind the refrigerator, and I'll get the one under the sink.
How did you ever get it back here? I can hardly... There it is.
I'm simply going to put them in the bathroom and keep an eye on them. They say if you really want to hide something, keep it out in the open where no one would think of looking for it.
Yes, I've heard of that.
Well, come on. Bring that case in here to the bathroom.
Right away, Aunt Belle.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah, she won't miss it.
Charles, bring the case in here.
Okay, Aunt Belle, I'm coming. There you are.
Oh, put it there in the tub next to the other one. No one's going to look for my money there. Now, how about a nice glass of wine?
Good boy, Charlie. Now you're using your head.
She'll never miss it. But if she does, we know who to blame it on.
A bunch of people who don't even exist.
The only thing that worries me,
What?
they exist for her. They're real to her.
Well, so what? She count her money every day?
She probably will now.
Like you said, Charlie, you're her next of kin. The money's ours anyway when she dies. We're just taking a little advance. I ordered that bracelet I've been wanting at Wilson's Jewelers.
But if she finds any more missing, she might go to the police.
Well, then, why don't you get there before she does?
Oh, hello, Miss Richwood.
Oh, Mr. Geller, I'm sorry to bother you.
That's what superintendents are for, Miss Richwood. And you don't bother me a tenth as much as some of the other people in this building.
Mr. Geller, I wonder if you'd mind coming upstairs and getting rid of those people. I can't seem to make them leave this time.
People? What people?
Why, all those people in my apartment.
Oh, sure. I'll throw them out. Come on.
I really hate to bother you, but my nephew's at work, and I'm afraid to call the police again.
I don't want strange people in my building, much less in one of the apartments. Don't worry. I'll get them out.
Oh, where did they all go?
Sure there were people here, Miss Richwood?
Oh, yes. Yes, I'm not crazy yet. There was that man and woman who always come in, and two little girls.
Well, we didn't pass them on the stairs, and there's no floor above this. How can they get out?
Oh, but now my sister's gone, too. Oh, do you think they took her with them? Oh, this is terrible. How am I going to find Julia?
Mr. Gordon?
Yes? Oh, hello, Mr. Geller.
Mr. Gordon, This isn't my business, really, but I don't think your aunt ought to be living alone.
What happened?
She called me up today to throw some people out of her apartment.
And there wasn't anybody there.
That's right. And then she started looking for her sister.
Yes, she shouldn't be living alone. I'm trying to get another living arrangement for her.
I think that's a good idea. I wouldn't want her to be embarrassed, you know, by other tenants.
I know.
Just thought I'd mention it.
Oh, yes. Thank you, Mr. Geller. Aunt Belle, it's me.
Oh, come in, Charles. Did I have a day?
Belle, you shouldn't have gone to the superintendent's.
Well, I had to get those people out.
I suppose you did. Aunt Belle, how about a glass of wine?
Oh, of course. I have some chilling in the refrigerator.
I'll just wash up in the bathroom, if you don't mind.
Go ahead. Do you want an ice cube in yours, Charles?
Sure, fine. Now, let's see. Yeah. There they are. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, man.
Charles, what are you doing?
I'll be right there, just drying my hands. I didn't get a chance to wash up at the shop.
Oh, well, sit down and have your wine. I've got something important to tell you.
Yes?
I've been robbed.
What?
$1,000 gone from one of my suitcases.
No.
Now, I had a feeling something was missing, and I counted all the money in that particular case. $1,000 gone.
Are you sure? Maybe you didn't count it right.
Oh, no, I counted it twice. In fact, I'm going to count it again with you here to make sure. We'll count it together, and you'll see. $7,600.
Well, that's right.
But it should be 8,000, even with that 1,000 gone.
You mean there's more missing?
Yes, 400 more. I just don't know what to do. I'm running out of hiding places. Those awful people.
Aunt Belle, why don't you let me take care of it for you?
You?
Yes, I'll keep the suitcases. They'll be safe with me. Those people are stealing from you. You can't keep all that money around anymore.
Oh, yeah. Yes, you're right, Charles. I've never done this before. But on Friday, I'm putting it all in the bank.
Oh, don't let her, Charlie. Keep things just as they are. I need another $2,000 for Wilson's Jewelers by Saturday.
I'll stall her, don't worry. Even if I have to kill the goose that lays the golden eggs.
It's not safe to have cash lying around these days, particularly when you have unscrupulous relatives. Strange how the smell of money can drive people to acts they'd never dream of committing. We'll see just how far Charles Gordon is willing to go when I return shortly with Act 3.
Never heard of beer on the rocks? No? Swell. The people who brew Budweiser never have thought ice in your beer was such a cool idea anyway. If you only knew how ice cuts down the head and waters the taste. Oh, a chilling thought. A downright tragedy with Budweiser especially. Budweiser is the king of beers. The only beer in America that's beechwood aged, naturally carbonated, which means Bud brews its own bubbles, tiny ones, over a dense lattice of beechwood strips. The beer ages the best way, the right way, naturally. But add an ice cube and bloop, there goes all that extra effort. So if you forget to cool enough Bud, skip the cubes and put your Budweiser on ice for a while, on the coldest shelf in your refrigerator. Even if the wait does frost you a little, it'll be worth it. Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis.
Growing a lawn and garden is really satisfying. You help create something where there was nothing before. And what you create is good to look at or good to eat or both. Hi, Frank Lieber here for True Value Hardware Stores. They have a wide selection of true temper tools to help you get those green things to grow. You can take your pick of 4 tools designed for close-in gardening work for just $1.99 each. Get a regular trowel, a 3-time cultivator, a transplanting trowel, or a dandelion digger. All 4 have chrome-plated finishes and finger-molded grips, just $1.99 each. True Value hardware stores have True Temper tools for big jobs, too. A round-point shovel with a hollow back blade and a long ash handle, just $5.44. And a lawn rake with 22 spring steel teeth and a 52-inch handle, just $3.99. This spring, you can get help getting things to grow. See the True Temper tools at your participating True Value hardware store. Check the yellow pages.
Charles Gordon seems to have a good thing going for him. An almost unlimited supply of cash, thanks to his aunt and a few suspicious visitors. But now Belle threatens to spoil all that by putting her money in the bank. And Charles did say he was going to protect his investment.
Charlie, you wouldn't kill her.
I'll find some way to stop her from putting that money in the bank.
That's not what you said. You said kill.
So I said kill. I didn't mean it. Now get off my back.
Look, Charlie, I want that money as much as you do.
Just let me handle it, will you? And shut up.
What are you doing?
Protecting our investment. Hello, Mr. Geller. This is Mr. Gordon. Miss Richwood's nephew. Fine, thanks. I hate to bother you, but I wonder if you'd mind running upstairs and seeing if my aunt is okay. She doesn't answer the phone. No, and she wouldn't be in bed at this hour. Thanks, I'll wait.
Charlie, you've got something going I don't like. That was an outright lie.
A white lie. I want him on my side.
What do you mean, your side?
I've been thinking about this a long time. Now, just leave it to me. Yes. Oh, yes, thanks, Mr. Geller. Was her door bolted with a chain? Good. Well, thanks again. I wanted to be sure she was okay. She wasn't feeling too well when I left her tonight. Thanks again. Goodbye.
Okay, Charlie. I won't ask any more.
Stop worrying, Linda. Tomorrow I'm going to see Aunt Belle and persuade her not to put her money in the bank. It's as simple as that.
Oh, I thought you weren't coming by tonight.
I just wanted to drop in and talk.
Well, Charles, what are you up to?
What do you mean?
Why did you have the superintendent come up and check on me last night?
I just wanted to make sure you were all right.
I was all right, and you knew it. Charles, I know you took the money. The money you said they must have taken.
Aunt Belle, I didn't take your money. Why do you think I did?
They told me.
The little man who wasn't there and his girlfriend?
They saw you take it, and they told me.
Aunt Belle, I can't reason with you. I can't argue with hallucinations. You just think what you want.
Well, I'm getting all the money into the bank, where it will be safe from you. Charles, I'll give you a chance to give it back before I go to the police.
The police?
Well, of course. You stole it from me, and I have witnesses.
Such as they are. Anyway, you'll have your money safe in the bank soon, won't you?
You bet I will.
Yes, well, I have to be getting home. You want me to drive you to the bank on Friday?
I'll get a cab, thank you.
I'm sorry you feel this way, Aunt Belle.
You should have thought of that before you took the money.
Aunt Belle, you'll be sure to lock the door behind me.
I always do.
And particularly the chain bolt. That's very important.
I know that.
I'll call you tomorrow.
All right. I'll be waiting for you to return the money.
I'll be sure and put the chain bolt on.
I will. Good night, Charles.
Aunt Belle, it's me. I forgot something.
What?
Open the door, but keep the chain on. I just want to tell you something. Don't take the chain off.
What do you want?
Pleasant dreams, you old witch.
Well,
did you persuade her?
She won't be putting her money in the bank. She changed her mind.
How come?
Well, I made her see there wasn't anything to worry about. I finally convinced her the people she was seeing were in her imagination.
Ren, you didn't
Didn't what?
hurt her.
Linda, what do you think I am? Would I hurt a frightened old woman, much less my own aunt?
I just can't help thinking what you said about the goose that lays the golden eggs.
Oh, come on, Linda. Belle's all right. You want me to prove it to you? Call her.
No. No, Charlie, I'll take your word.
Oh, I want to prove it to you. You think I've turned into an ogre or something? Just over a few lousy bucks?
I didn't mean that, Charlie.
Well, I'll show you. Hello, Aunt Belle. Everything all right? Well, Linda and I were just talking about you, and we wanted to be sure everything was okay. Good. Good to see you tomorrow night, Aunt Belle. She's fine.
Oh, hello, Mr. Gordon. Oh, anything wrong?
I don't know. My aunt doesn't answer the door. Could you come up and open it with your key? I'm worried.
Oh, sure, Mr. Gordon.
Now, she might be asleep, but she hasn't been feeling too well lately, and I'm a little concerned.
Well, like I said before, a lady like your aunt shouldn't be living alone.
Yes, I know. I've got to do something about her.
She's got the chain on.
Aunt Belle?
But, Mr. Gordon, look. She's on the floor, right by the door.
I'll have to break it in.
Let's go.
Aunt Belle.
I think she's dead, Mr. Gordon.
She is.
Look at her head. She must have hit this table.
I never should have left her alone last night. She was feeling weak.
I'd better call the police.
Yes, please.
I'll go downstairs and call them. I'm sure sorry, Mr. Gordon.
Yes, hurry, please. Well, dear Aunt Belle, I'm sorry, too. Sorry I didn't do this sooner. It's all you deserve for the trouble you've given me for months. Now, I'm going to get what I deserve. I'll try out of the bed first. Yeah, not there. Empty. You clever old bird. I bet you would think of that. Back under the sink. And the other must be behind the refrigerator. Where I'd never think of looking for them, eh? Aunt Belle?
Mr. Gordon, the police are on the way.
Thanks.
They said not to touch anything.
No, we mustn't touch anything.
That hit on the head must have done it. Poor Olga.
Yes, I wish I'd moved her out sooner to a retirement home.
Oh, looks like she was planning to go somewhere with those suitcases ready.
Oh, those. Oh, she always had her memoirs out to look at. They're full of old photos, school programs. She's shown them to me 100 times.
That's all they've got at this age, memories.
Yes, well, I'm going to take these along with me. They're really all that's left of Aunt Belle. And I'll give the furniture to some charity.
Well, say, my brother just got married, and he sure could use it.
Police! Oh, come in, officer.
You're Mr. Charles Gordon.
Yes.
Any idea how it happened?
She must have fallen. She was alone. She was just like this when we found her.
Well, it happens a lot with older people. Oh, bad bruise on the head.
We think she hit that table when she fell.
Huh? That looks like the answer. I'll call in. They'll send an ambulance. There'll have to be an autopsy. Oh, and I'll need a statement from both of you.
The door was chained from the inside. It had to be an accident.
I didn't say it wasn't. I only said I'd have to get a statement.
She's at peace now.
Charlie, I feel nervous about all that money back at the house.
Why? No one knows it's there. No one knew she had anything. And little by little, I'm going to bank it, invest it, slowly, so nobody gets suspicious.
I'm still nervous about $90,000 in the fireplace chimney.
Oh, come on, Linda, I'll take you home. I'm going to Belle's apartment and pack up her personal things.
Okay. But don't be all afternoon. I don't like being alone with all that money.
Oh, hello, Mr. Gordon.
I've come to start clearing my aunt's things, Mr. Geller. Would you let me in, please?
Oh, sure, Mr. Gordon. I'm sure sorry about your aunt. When's the funeral?
We had it this morning. There wasn't anyone but my wife and me.
Too bad old people have to live alone. If you need any help, I'll be glad to do
Thank
anything.
you. I'm just going to pack her personal things.
Well, all right. Call if you need anything.
Thank you. Now, let's see. I'll start with the bedroom. No use saving any of this stuff. Get it to the cartons and out to the dump. Oh, Linda might want these blankets, though. Ah, poor Aunt Belle. 2 torn slips in an empty drawer. I'll have to... What was that? Someone there? Is that you, Mr. Geller? No, that must have been the people upstairs. Completely empty. I never realized Aunt Belle was... There is someone out there. There's no one here. I'm letting my imagination get me. It is kind of spooky in here, all alone. Oh, that poor old thing, what she must have gone through, alone all the time. No wonder she started seeing things. I'll get all the stuff from the bedroom and... That was something. Who's there? Answer me, who's there? I heard you. I know there's someone here. I heard you. Now, where are you? Why don't you answer me, damn it? Hello?
Oh, Charles, thank God you answered.
Linda.
Charles, come home quickly right now.
Linda, what's the matter?
It's this man in the living room.
What man?
I don't know who he is. He just sits there on the couch, smiling at me. He won't leave and he won't answer me. He won't say a word.
Good Lord.
Oh, Charles, I'm scared. Come home now, please. Charles!
Funny how word gets around when there's money hidden somewhere. It looks as though Charles is in for some strange company of his own. But then, that sort of thing doesn't happen. Linda must be imagining things. I'll be back shortly.
People can reach, people can touch, people can help, people so much.
This is Paul Newman speaking. I want to tell you about one of the most courageous actors I know, Bill Gargan. At the height of his very successful career, Bill lost his voice to cancer of the larynx. Naturally, everyone thought Bill was through as a performer. But thanks to his fighting spirit, his determination, and also the American Cancer Society's laryngectomy rehabilitation program, Bill learned to speak again. Now he's giving the finest performances of his career, inspiring others like him to find new voices and renewed confidence there's a full life ahead. When your American Cancer Society volunteer calls, think of Bill Gargan and give generously. Join the people who care about people. We want to wipe out cancer in your lifetime.
The imagination is a curious thing. It can haunt us, help us, even hurt those who cross the line between imagination and reality. Imagination, the stuff of which dreams and radio mystery theater plays are made. We hope we've teased yours with tonight's story. and hope you'll be back for more. Our cast included Bryna Rayburn, Laurie March, George Petrie, and Gilbert Mack. The entire production was under the direction of Hyman Brown. And now, a preview of our next tale.
There are no such things as ghosts. I'm just imagining things. But I see you. I see you. Now, don't hurt me. Whatever you are, please, stay away from me. You want me to leave the house? I will. If that's what you want, I'll go right down the stairs, walk out of the house, and never come back. Is that what you want? Please. No! Don't touch me! Let me out!
Suicide. That's what all the papers say, Mr. Garth. But we know better. It's ghosts. That house is haunted.
Radio Mystery Theater was sponsored in part by Anheuser-Busch Incorporated, brewers of Budweiser. This is E.G. Marshall inviting you to return to our Mystery Theater for another adventure in the macabre. Until next time, pleasant dreams.
Shop is ready with brimming baskets of special surprises for little girls and boys. Baskets laden with sweets and super surprises, all filled in the candy shop so they're always fresh. From $2.99 to $29.95. There's a bevy of the bunny's friends, too. Plush Easter toys from $2.49 to $8.99 in the candy shop at Sears.
You're listening to the sports voice of the Great Southwest. KRLD.
We welcome your cards and letters of comment. Our mailing address is Nightline, WDAF, Kansas City, Missouri, 64108. Thank you for listening and good night.
WDAF, Kansas City. Dan Henry, WDAF Local News at 11. The outlook for Kansas City: cool tonight, warmer tomorrow. Kansas City, Kansas firemen and police are hopeful their efforts to recover a car and its driver from the Kansas River will be successful tonight. Witnesses say they believe the car that careened through a guardrail and off the south side of the Central Avenue Bridge early this evening contained only the driver. Firemen believe they have hooked the car several times with their grappling hooks, but at last report were having difficulty in maintaining sufficient hold to raise it from the river's depths. Jackson County Executive George Lear says he is hopeful his new middle ground proposals offered to union teachers and the Kansas City School Board this evening will be accepted by both sides in time for the school opening ordered by Superintendent Robert Medcalf this Thursday.
We had long discussions over the weekend and last night, and I think the teachers have been very reasonable in this regard. There were some things in there that they wanted that are not included in this proposal. There's some things in this proposal that the school district felt were too much at times, but...
News of the hour on the hour from American Information Radio. This is Merrill Muller in Los Angeles, and at this hour, publishing heiress Patricia Hearst is wanted by the FBI for questioning about the robbery of a Hibernia bank branch in San Francisco. An affidavit filed by the U.S. Attorney charged 3 other women members of the Symbionese Liberation Army with the actual robbery. But an FBI statement said Patricia Hearst may have been acting under a gun aimed by another person. The robbery netted just over $10,600, and in fleeing to 2 getaway cars, the robbers or their accomplices shot and wounded 2 elderly men. Correspondent Dick Shoemaker has more details from San Francisco.
An FBI agent has said that a picture taken by a hidden bank camera shows what appears to be Patricia Hearst actually participating in the robbery. Apparently, Miss Hearst
was holding a semi-automatic weapon. However, the FBI here in San Francisco is still not willing to say whether Patricia was acting of her own free will. The U.S. Attorney here in San Francisco, James Browning, said tonight if Miss Hurst was involved voluntarily, he will have no hesitation in issuing a warrant for her arrest. Dick Shoemaker, ABC News in San Francisco.
Steel job deal challenged. That story coming up.
All right, today we're going to make applesauce.
Okay, keep your head back, Deidre. Don't depend on Deidre. You pin them this way with the pins going out, okay? Let's play some C's together and hear how they sound.
How to make it?
At the end, she gives you a book. Yeah, there's a book that
Let's say I can't keep the space and stuff straight.
Yes, you can. Lisa, you've got 12 feet of water. Are you all right?
No.
People working with girls' clubs can make a difference. This is Carol Burnett asking you to help your local girls' club or write to Girls Clubs of America, Box 35, Grand Central Station, New York 10017, to help get one started. You can make a difference.
You want to be a physical education?
You know what you have to do?
Good luck.
All that science, all that
Don't get me down.
Two major organizations have attacked the government settlement of anti-discrimination charges against 9 major steel companies that will pay blacks and women some $31 million for lost pay on jobs denied. The NAACP and the National Organization of Women both condemn a provision in the plan which could cut off individual civil suits. But government officials indicate the copper and aluminum industries will be hit next for similar anti-discrimination settlements. Former Attorney General John Mitchell has weathered some tough cross-examination at his conspiracy perjury trial. Correspondent Ann Compton has details in New York.
John Wing, the young prosecutor who's been putting in more than 2 years on this case, seemed to put all of his muscle into the cross-examination of John Mitchell. But the tougher the questioning, the harder Mitchell would rock back in the witness chair, never giving an inch, denying he ever flexed his own political muscle for Robert Vesco, who was in trouble with the government. Though Mitchell showed no signs of being rattled, he did slip at one point, addressing Prosecutor Wing as Mr. Dean, apparently thinking of John Dean, one of Mitchell's chief accusers in this conspiracy and perjury trial. Ann Compton, ABC News, New York.
Lebanon has asked the UN Security Council to take any appropriate means to stop Israeli attacks on Lebanese territory as retaliation for terrorist raids. Egypt warned in the debate that Israel would be responsible for any escalation of the Golan Heights fighting with Syria. In Paris, the South Vietnamese foreign minister has announced suspension of the peace talks with the Viet Cong until such time as battlefield attacks are replaced by evidence of goodwill from the Viet Cong. This is Information Radio News.
From the Kurt Murs Sports Desk, rain has washed out the opening round matches in the River Oaks tennis tournament in Houston, so all of those, plus tomorrow's, have been gathered into one bunch. All 16 of the opening round matches have been scheduled for tomorrow. The Kansas City Royals will play the Texas Rangers tomorrow and Wednesday. Steve Busby and Nelson Briles will pitch in that Texas series. St. Louis Cards lost to the Philadelphia Phillies tonight, 3-2, and East Tennessee State's Neil Cusack won the Boston Marathon today. The Kansas City outlook partly cloudy and cool tonight with a slight chance for showers and a low in the upper 30s. It'll be sunny and warmer tomorrow with a high in the 60s. Dan Henry, WDAF News.
The CBS Radio Mystery Theater presents... Come in. Welcome. I'm E.G. Marshall. Welcome to the sounds of suspense. Justice, the noblest creation and the highest ideal of man. The foundation of all religion and the cornerstone of every law. Justice, the birthright of every human being on the face of the earth. Justice, we're brought up to believe in it, to expect it. But what about those people who suddenly discover that for them, there isn't any justice?
You just don't go around killing people, Eddie. But there are people who have to be killed. The war's over. It's been over for a long time.
No, it isn't. Not for me.
Eddie, you're home now. Don't you understand? What could we tell the police?
The truth.
We have no evidence. That's why we have to hunt them down and kill them ourselves, so that justice can be done. We can only have justice through the law.
Okay. Tell me. Will the law give us justice?
I just told you we have no evidence.
Okay. No justice from the law. So where and to whom do we go for justice? Tell me that. Does that mean there isn't gonna be any justice?
Our mystery drama, Only the Dead Remember, was written especially for the Mystery Theater by Sam Dan and stars Tony Roberts and Mandel Kramer. It is sponsored in part by Anheuser-Busch Incorporated, brewers of Budweiser, and by the Kellogg Company, makers of Kellogg's Special K cereal. I'll be back shortly with Act One.
There's nothing wrong with drinking Budweiser sip by sip, is there? Well, the brewers of Budweiser think there's a better way. Sipping's fine if you're drinking wine, but Bud is the king of beers, a hearty drink. Look, rinse a 10 or 12 ounce glass with cold water. Then open a can or bottle of Bud and pour it right down the middle so it kicks up a good head of foam. Now, take a big drink and then swallow big. No sips. That's how it should be done. More taste, more beer drinking enjoyment. Thanks to exclusive Beechwood aging, Budweiser has a smoothness that lets it go down especially easy. Sure, it's an expensive way to brew beer, but brewing beer right does make a difference. That's why when you say Budweiser, you've said it all. Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis.
I've found the work to be really challenging, and I enjoy it a lot.
If I didn't enjoy it, I wouldn't be in it.
People.
My orientation all my life has been, to help.
I wouldn't have been in Red Cross if I didn't care, about people.
People who care about other people.
It's an opportunity for me to help other people and to see my efforts and my skill pay off.
It's just a very rewarding feeling to think that some little thing you've done is going to help somebody else.
It's the joy you feel when you've helped someone.
People who help other people.
It's like anybody involved with the Red Cross programs. They want to volunteer and they want to help.
They are just that type of person who will go out of their way to do anything for anybody at any time, and it carries over to the work they do for the Red Cross.
It's like they're there when you need them.
The people who are the good neighbor. The American Red Cross.
I think that anything you know in this world, if you don't use it when it's needed, what good is it?
For a long time, ever since he came home from one of our wars, Eddie Benson has been looking for someone. Those vital years of his life that might have been invested in a career, devoted to a family, have instead been devoured by an all-consuming search as Eddie Benson roamed the length and breadth of America, supporting himself by his nimble and sensitive fingers, playing the piano, in grimy saloons, in sophisticated night spots, but always looking, always listening, ever alert for a clue that could lead to his quarry. Well, now, tonight, suddenly the manhunt will come to an end in a cocktail lounge in a northwestern city just a few minutes before midnight. Odd how a search so intense could be climaxed by a discovery so casual? How so serious and deadly a crusade can be capped with a laugh? That laugh. Eddie Benson hasn't heard that laugh in years. That laugh. He would recognize it anywhere. It could only belong to one person. And now Eddie's fingers slide softly and swiftly over the keyboard and find a melody. A pretty little melody that has a special meaning for certain people. Especially for that comfortable-looking man at the corner table. The man with that laugh.
So I said to her, my dear, if I were to get married again, it'd be the triumph of hope over experience.
Yeah. Yes, sir, Mr. Jackson. That's a good one, all right. Oh, what's the matter, Mr. Jackson?
The matter?
You okay? You got a funny look on your face all of a sudden.
Hey, Millie.
You didn't get sick or something?
Who's that? Who's that playing the piano tonight?
Oh, there's some guy filling in for Woody. You know him?
No. For a minute, though, I thought he may look familiar. That's just my imagination. Millie?
What is it, Mr. Jackson?
Ask him if he'll,
You got a request, Mr. Jackson?
Yeah, I have. Ask him to quit playing that song.
You don't like it? It's kind of a catchy tune.
Just give him this. Tell him to play something else.
Eddie.
You got a request.
Request in reverse. Customer says to take this $10 and quit playing what you're playing now.
What's this character's name?
Jackson. R.J. Jackson.
I see. R.J. Jackson. Does he, live around here?
Oh, up on the hill. All kinds of money.
Figures.
Huh?
It's funny, Millie. How it ends. Where it ends. There were times I thought it would never end. All these years, it kind of took over, you know. It became a way of life.
Look, I wish I knew what you were talking about.
No, you don't, Millie. I think I'll split.
You mean walk out? You can't just walk out on the
How'd you like to make $10?
All depends.
You keep the 10 spot, and as soon as I'm out of here, you go up to him, good old R.J. Jackson, see, and you say to him, Mother Hennessy's chickens are coming home to roost.
You're kidding.
Say it. You're $10 ahead.
Yeah, but you can't just quit in the middle of playing.
Remember the chickens, Millie. See you around.
Yeah. Oh, boy. The more I get to know musicians. Now, how'd that go? Mother Hennessy's chickens. Mr. Jackson. Mr. Jackson, the piano player, he wanted me to tell you something.
Yeah? I bet it's thanks. That's the easiest $10 he ever made.
Well, what he wanted to tell you was...
Yeah? Well?
Well, he said, let's see, Mother Hennessy's chickens coming home to roost.
What's that?
I'm sure that's what he said. Mother Hennessy's chickens are...
No.
Mr. Jackson. Hey, somebody, give me a hand, quick, he's fainted.
Oh. What? Oh, go away. All right, I'm up. Yeah. Hello?
Tom Wilson?
Yeah, that's Tom Wilson. You know what time it is? It happens...
I got a message for you, Tom. Mother Hennessy's chickens are coming home to roost.
What? What did you say? Who is this? Hello?
Hello?
Is Bill Traynor at home?
No, but I expect him. Who's calling?
Is this his wife?
Yes, I'm Liz Traynor.
Will you take a message?
Well, of course.
Tell him Mother Hennessy's chickens are coming home to roost.
Yes?
That's all.
You're joking. Hello? Hello? Oh, well.
Hi, darling.
Oh, Bill. You just missed a phone call?
Oh, never mind that. What'd the doctor say?
Oh, things are just fine. He'll be born on schedule.
You mean you won't take it, girl?
Darling, I'll take whatever we can get.
I can't believe it, honey. After all this time, everything is going our way. Tom worked out the contract.
Oh, Bill. Oh, I'm so happy.
We're going to be rich, honey. We're going to own a business, and we're going to be parents. What were you saying about a phone call?
Oh, well, a man just called. Very mysterious.
Hmm?
He said to tell you that, let me see, Mother Hennessy's chickens are coming home to roost.
He said what?
Well, that's what he said. And he hung up. Can it mean anything?
Oh, no, nothing at all. Just forget it.
What about dinner? Bill, dinner?
Did the man say anything else?
Bill, you're so pale.
Honey, believe me, this is really nothing that should concern you.
The key is the name Hennessy.
Where should we go to dinner?
Darling, you're trying to distract me. Hennessy, we don't know any Hennessy.
Look, honey, I've just been going at a very fast pace, and
Hennessy's chickens. That combination is familiar.
Darling, I'm really very hungry.
I've got it. Oh, I've got it. Your old army outfit is holding a reunion.
What do you know about my old army outfit?
Oh, nothing. Nothing at all, except you and Tom Wilson were in it together. You were in Korea. You were prisoners, and you refused to talk about it, even to me.
Why do you say we're having a reunion?
Hennessy. What? Last year when we moved into this house, I was putting a lot of your old stuff away. There was an army picture of you and Tom Wilson. Well, you must have been all of 18, and 2 other young soldiers. In the middle, an older man, a sergeant. And underneath it, you had written, Mother Hennessy's chickens. It just clicked in my mind. That sergeant, that older man.
He was all of 26.
Well, his name was Hennessy, wasn't it?
Yes.
And he looked after all of you like a mother hen.
Yes.
And now you're having a reunion. Oh, Bill, what a wonderful person that Sergeant Hennessy. I want to meet him.
No, you can't.
Why?
He's dead.
Oh. Was he killed in the war?
In the prison camp.
Bill, that music, that piano. Well, don't you hear it? It's coming from the living room. Someone's playing the piano. I didn't hear anyone ring the bell. Well, let's go see.
No.
But someone's in the apartment.
Liz, stay here.
Bill.
I want you to stay in the bedroom.
Yes, but why?
Liz, in all the years we've been married, I never asked you to do anything just because I said so. But I'm asking you now, please.
All right, Bill.
Just for a while. Hello, Eddie.
Front door was open. I just walked in.
Well, you're welcome, Eddie. Been a long time.
A lifetime. Nice layout.
Yeah. I've done well.
I'm sure you deserve it.
I went to school on the GI Bill, became an engineer.
I always said you had the stuff, Billy.
I'm going to own a good-sized electronics company.
That's nice.
Our old buddy Tom Wilson, remember him?
Who could ever forget Tom?
Well, he's drawing up the contract. He became a lawyer. What about yourself, Eddie?
Me?
Yeah, a fellow with your talent, the way you could write songs like this one for Hennessy. We all figured we'd hear you doing Broadway musicals, coming up with top hits.
Well, I've been too busy.
Doing what?
Looking for somebody. Looking for an old friend of ours.
Bill, I had a phone call. The craziest phone call.
Hello, Tommy.
Eddie. Hey, Eddie Benson. It could only have been you. Where you been hiding?
Tom? Billy? I got the greatest news in the world. I found him.
finally found him.
You finally found who?
The needle in the haystack. One grain of sand on the beach. It was such a long time. It was such a long search.
Eddie, who did you find?
Who do you think? Myers.
Myers? R.J. Myers?
He doesn't call himself Myers anymore, but it's still R.J. Robert Joseph. Or, as Hennessy said, our own little Bobby Joe.
Well, that's incredible.
Except he's not so little anymore. He's a very portly gentleman these days.
You say you found him?
I found him.
What did you say to him, Eddie?
Nothing.
Well, how could you just say nothing?
Tom, you, Billy, and I, we've got nothing to say to Bobby Joe. I just made sure of where we could find him, and I came here to pick up you two guys.
Eddie.
I have a .45. What do you guys want to use?
Eddie, what are you saying?
I'm saying if we leave now, we can fly to where he is in less than 3 hours and kill him before midnight.
Kill. Into the pleasant, well-ordered, comfortable world of Bill Traynor and Tom Wilson, there suddenly intrudes a strange, terrifying, and ugly word. It's not a word of this world. It's a word that belongs to another world, a world of pain and horror, a world that they thought was dead and gone. We'll continue in that world when I return shortly with Act 2.
Breakfast in the morning, Kellogg's has that wholesome taste to get you up and grinning.
This is Jerry Coffer for Kellogg's Special K. We've been having some fun in our television and radio commercials by using a ball and chain to symbolize the slight overweight problem common to so many of us. We point out that being a few pounds overweight is just a little more difficult for you. Climbing stairs, just walking around, even sitting down can feel, well, like you're wearing a ball and chain. In case you missed the message, it's this. If you really want to get rid of that extra weight, you really have to work at it by exercising and with sensible meals like the Special K breakfast. A 1-ounce bowl of Special K, America's favorite high-protein cereal, 4 ounces of skim milk, tomato juice, and coffee. Less than 240 calories. Nutritious and, by the way, delicious. So why not begin each day with a Special K breakfast and then keep up the good work? Special K can't help you lose weight all by itself, but it really is a good start.
Who knows how to help you solve your shopping problems? Your Better Business Bureau knows.
Sheriff, they're gone. Lock, stock, and barrel.
Those low-down polecats told me this new roof was guaranteed.
She's leaking like a sieve.
I'll help you with some good advice from the Better Business Bureau. Beware of the salesman who offers such a guarantee. Roof waterproofing requires skill and judgment. It may take several treatments to completely waterproof your roof. Remember, no known process is 100% guaranteed.
Thanks, partner. Now we're riding out.
Looking for them ornery polecats, Sheriff?
No, looking for some buckets before we drown in here.
Just another consumer tip from your Better Business Bureau.
When they were 19 years old, Eddie Benson, Bill Traynor, and Tom Wilson suffered and starved and froze in a prison camp in North Korea. Now it's a lifetime later, and to Tom and Bill, Korea is barely a dream. But Eddie Benson is still stuck deep in the nightmare, still determined to carry out a deadly promise they made to each other long ago.
I thought you two guys would be glad to see me. Now we can keep our promise.
What promise?
Tom, you're kidding, aren't you? Bill, you remember the promise the three of us made? Well, do you?
Yes.
It was more than a promise.
Eddie.
It was an oath.
Look, Eddie.
No, you look, Tom. You look back at a mound of dirt in that prison camp in Korea. You look back and see three guys. We three guys were kneeling next to that mound of dirt because it's Hennessy's grave. Look back and hear us. Hear us swear never to rest. Never to stop. Never to know a moment's peace until we kill Robert Joseph Myers.
Eddie, how could we just kill him?
How? Simple. Blow his brains out.
You live in another world, whether you realize it or not. Now, you just don't go around killing people.
That there are people who have to be killed, Tom.
You're not in combat. The war's over.
Not yet.
Eddie, you're home. There's the law. Now, what will you tell the police?
The truth.
What's the truth?
You know the truth as well as I do, Tom. Myers turned rat in Korea. He gave away our escape plan, and he got Hennessy killed for it.
But can you be sure it was Myers?
We know it was Myers. We knew, didn't we? Bill.
I guess we did. All right, tell me this. If we were so sure, why didn't we denounce him 6 months later after we were freed?
Why? You know why, Tom. You were the law student. You said don't denounce him.
I said?
You said. We had no hard evidence. A smart defense lawyer could get him acquitted at a court-martial. That's what you said.
All I said was I wished we had more evidence.
You said we would have to get Myers by ourselves. That's what you said. We would find him, kill him, and announce it to the whole world. And that's what we swore we would do. Do you remember, Bill?
I remember.
Tom?
All right, Eddie, all right. But that was a long time ago.
That doesn't mean it didn't happen.
No, but it means it happened in another time, in another place, under different rules.
In other words, you're not willing to do it.
I can't do it. I'm an attorney, a member of the bar. I simply cannot be an accessory to a felony.
Okay. Bill, what's your excuse?
I'm not aware that I need an excuse.
I spent my life looking for Bobby Joe so that justice could be done.
Eddie, we can only have justice through the law.
Okay. Tell me then. Will the law give us justice?
We have no evidence.
Okay. No justice from the law, then. Tell me. In that case, where and to whom can we go for justice? Well, does your silence mean there isn't going to be any justice?
Eddie.
Eddie what? Hennessy saved the lives of each of us more times than we can count. If it weren't for him, none of us would be around today. He was betrayed. He was murdered because of Robert Joseph Myers. Now, is that going to be the end of it?
Eddie, there are certain realities.
I know what you think, Tom. Bill, I want to hear you say something.
I wish I knew what to say. You've got nothing to lose, Eddie.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what it comes down to, doesn't it? I'm just Crazy Eddie, the piano player. You guys, pillars of the community. Rich, respectable, gutless. Well, I'll do it alone.
Eddie, there must be another way out of this.
Tell me about it.
Look, I don't want him to go unpunished either. But Eddie, what's wrong? Eddie?
I don't know.
Hey, Eddie.
Get me a drink of water.
Tom, hold on, or he's going to pass out.
Let him sleep.
What's the matter with him, Doctor?
Well, I'd say this man's been living on his nerves for a long, long time.
Well, what can we do for him?
Let him sleep. For a week, if you can. And whatever you do, see that nothing excites him.
I'm afraid that's going to be difficult.
Why?
Oh, it's a long story.
He needs rest. Needs calm. Call me tomorrow.
Yes, Doctor.
Bill,
Try to get some sleep, Eddie.
I feel so tired. I'll just rest a while, okay?
Sure.
I never felt so tired, except when we were in Korea. Remember?
Yeah.
Remember how Hennessy would keep us awake while we were on guard?
Sure.
You were his favorite.
Oh, he didn't play favorites.
He liked you more than the rest of us because you were the best soldier.
Eddie, try to get some sleep.
I don't care about Tom, but you, especially you have to help me kill Myers.
Eddie, you need your sleep.
Yeah. I'll sleep a little, and then when I feel stronger, we'll go get him. You have to help me, Bill. After all, if it weren't for you, if it weren't for you...
If it weren't for me, what, Eddie? Eddie?
Help me, Sergeant. Sergeant Hennessy, get me out of here. Hennessy, help me. Please, don't leave me alone.
Bill.
What?
Bill.
I'm sorry. I was having a nightmare.
Darling, look, you just can't keep torturing yourself.
Liz, what am I going to do?
It'll be all right.
No, Liz, whatever I do, it won't be all right. It won't.
Oh, surely you just can't.
Just can't what?
I better not say any more.
Why did Eddie have to show up now?
Darling, what are you going to do?
I don't know. But I just can't go and kill Myers. It would be throwing away my whole life. Yours as well. Liz, please help me.
I can't help you. No one can help you.
It's all set. We have the closing tomorrow. You'll own a factory, Bill, my friend. Yeah. Is Eddie better? Yeah. He's sitting up now. He's getting an appetite. In a couple of days, the doctor says he can be out of bed. You know what we have to do, don't you? We have to get word to Myers somehow. I don't like this any more than you do, but we have to warn him to keep out of sight for a while. I suppose. Has he told you where Myers is living? No. He won't even tell me what name Myers is using. Why? I don't think he trusts Tom. He thinks we betrayed him and Hennessy. Bill. Look, Tom, what's the use? In a sense, we have betrayed Hennessy. We've even betrayed ourselves. It's all part of what you have to do to live. Now, we must find out where Myers is. Eddie won't tell me. He might tell me. I'll get it out of him somehow. We'll save him yet, in spite of himself. Oh, I'm freezing. It's so cold. So cold.
Bill, darling, you're having a bad dream.
What?
Wake up.
Can we
Wake
build
up.
a fire? Why won't they let us build a fire?
Bill.
A fire?
Bill, please.
Why can't they let us have a fire?
Bill.
Eddie?
Yes.
Eddie?
We gotta break out of here tomorrow night. Hennessy said to tell you.
We won't have a chance. We better not.
We'll die if we stay here, Tom.
He's right, Tom.
You guys know where we have to meet?
Yeah, Tom and I know. Did you tell Myers?
No.
Why not?
Myers isn't going.
Why not? Shut up, Bill. You can't tell who's around.
Hennessy says Myers can't cut it.
But he's one of us. We can't leave him here.
Hennessy says we can't take a chance on him.
No.
No what?
Without Hennessy and us around to protect him, he'll die here. I'm going to talk to Hennessy. I'll convince him. I'll convince Hennessy that we have got to take Myers. I'll convince him.
Bill, wake up. Darling, you're dreaming again.
What? Yeah. Oh.
Bill, are you all right?
Yeah. I'm all right. Only sometimes I don't know which is the dream. This or Korea. Hi, darling.
Oh, hello, Bill. Tom's here.
Oh?
Yeah, he's inside talking to Eddie.
Yeah, I've got something to say to Eddie, too. Look, I almost forgot you saw the doctor today. Is there anything...
Oh, everything's just fine.
Oh, Liz, this should be the happiest part of my life.
I know, Bill.
I'll be right out. Well, how is everybody?
I want to thank you for everything, Bill.
Oh, it's nothing.
I'm leaving tonight.
Leaving? Where to?
There's a promise I have to keep.
See if you can talk him out of it, Bill. He won't listen to me. He won't tell me anything either.
I won't try to talk you out of anything, Eddie. I want to go with you.
Bill.
What for? To help me or to stop me?
I don't know. I just feel that I have to face Myers with you. And then... Well, right now I don't know.
Fellas, if this is the way the conversation is going, I have to leave. I can't be part of what happens.
Well, Eddie, where are we going?
I'll tell you when we get there.
What's the matter? Don't you trust me?
Are you going to try to save him?
I don't know what I'm going to do.
We're in this because you tried to save him the last time, you remember?
Yes, I remember. When are we leaving?
Tonight.
All right, I'll go pack.
You don't need much. Just a toothbrush, a razor, and a revolver.
The decisions have been made. Or have they? Tom stays, Bill goes. But what is it that Bill will do when he faces Myers? Right now, his emotions are those of a 19-year-old. But how long can those emotions sustain a man who is close to 40? We'll know when I return shortly with Act 3.
Hello, this is Goldilocks. It seems like only yesterday that I was a little girl tasting porridge. You know, this one's too hot. This one's too cold. And now I conduct taste tests on diet drinks. And there's one I must tell you about. Sugar-free Diet 7-Up. It has a fresh, natural, delicious taste. It drives my taste-o-meter crazy. Sugar-free Diet 7-Up. This one's just right.
Hi, I'm Nanette Fabre. 11 million Americans have an untreated hearing problem, including 3 million school-age kids. I was one of those kids, but I got help. Most hard-of-hearing people can be helped either medically or through amplification. There is a Better Business Bureau booklet that may help you, and it's free. Write Better Hearing Institute, Box 1840. That's 1840, Washington, D.C. You want to hear what you're missing.
Pollution, crime, substandard housing, energy crisis, corruption, inequality, vandalism. If you don't like these conditions, you can do something about it. Law Day, May 1st, reminds us that the great thing about our system is that people can have a voice in improving it if they understand it and if they use that voice in the many ways possible. Through involvement, like helping to register voters, campaigning for candidates, voting. People of all ages can work to bring about change lawfully. But with almost half the population under 25, youth can make the difference. Learning what can be done and how should begin at an early age. Law Day urges young America to lead the way. Help preserve good laws. Help change bad laws. Help make better laws. A public service message of the American Bar Association and your state and local bar associations.
Many of us spend our lives searching for the truth. But what is the truth? When are we closest to the basic essence of our existence? Is it when we have the experience and wisdom of age, or the fire and idealism of youth? We keep asking, what is the truth? The answer is, each man must find his own truth.
Liz! Eddie's gone.
Yes, I know.
You know?
Well, I went to his room to see if he was up to having dinner, and he wasn't there.
But I was supposed to go with him.
I know that, too.
How did you know? I didn't tell you.
Darling, you didn't have to tell me.
Well, then how?
I have faith in you, Bill. I have faith that in the end you You will do what's right.
Looks as if I'm not going to do anything with Eddie gone.
Do you really want to find him?
But how? How could I even begin to look?
I know where he went.
You know? How do you know?
Well, while he was sick, I sent his clothes to the cleaners, and in his pocket there was an airline return ticket.
A ticket to where?
Now, look, Bill, I won't tell you unless you take me with you.
Honey, you can't go in your condition.
Bill, we have to do this together.
But it might be dangerous.
You're wasting our time, Bill. We should be getting the next plane for Central City.
Oh, boy, I didn't realize how hungry I was.
Well, we missed dinner last night.
Now, tell me something. How do we find Eddie in a city this size?
Where's the waitress? Oh, miss. Oh, could you bring us the morning paper, please?
How's the paper going to help us?
Well, the paper would carry ads for the night spots where he might have worked.
Hey, it's right. If he found Myers, it would probably be in a bar or a club.
Yes. Oh, thank you, miss.
All right, darling, you go through the ads, Sal. Just sit and finish this coffee. Then I'll start looking for Eddie.
Well, I intend to go with you.
Oh, no. No, you don't. It's miserable out. It's snowy. Now, you stay in the hotel. I can find him.
Bill. Oh, Bill, we won't find Eddie.
What do you mean?
Look at what it says. Here in the paper.
Let's see.
Yeah. Eddie is dead.
What? Musician found shot to death. Police puzzled by mysterious murder. Body discovered in hotel room. No apparent motive. Eddie dead? How can he be? Only yesterday.
Well, do the police have anything to go on?
No, it says here no leads, no clues. Liz, it had to happen last night. Someone was waiting for him. It has to be Myers.
Well, look, we'd better tell the police.
But Eddie said that's not the name Myers is using. We don't know who he is.
Liz, Bill.
Tom, what are you doing here?
I just got in. I checked the hotels and ran you down.
Then you know.
Yeah, I saw it in the paper. That's why I flew out here.
But, Tom...
What?
How could you...
Liz, what is it?
Oh, nothing.
Poor Eddie. You know what this means? We're both in trouble now, you and I.
Why?
Well, it's obvious Myers knew Eddie was after him, so he killed him.
Tom, we have no choice. We have got to find Myers.
But while we don't know who he is, he knows who we are. In this big city, who is Myers? He could kill us from ambush and get away with it.
Oh, Bill.
Of course, there's one thing we could do.
Yes?
Call it off.
How?
Take the next plane out of here. That would be our way of telling Myers it's all over.
Is that what you want to do?
I'm not saying it's what I want to do. I'm listing our options.
I think we have to find Myers, Tom. This time we can turn him over to justice. Oh, it's funny the way it worked out. Eddie had to die so that justice could settle accounts with Myers.
We have to find him first.
All right, we'll try all the music places. Liz, you stay here and stick close to the phones. If either of us gets a lead, we'll be in touch.
Hello?
Darling?
Oh, any luck?
No. Has Tom phoned in?
Not yet.
Well, let's hope we get lucky.
Bill, something bothers me. It must be my imagination again.
Why? What is it?
I don't know, but it has something to do with Tom.
What?
I can't put my finger on it. Just something that doesn't sound right.
Well, what, honey? What could be wrong about Tom?
Bill, now I know.
Wait a minute, darling. I'll call you later. Miss?
Oh, yes, sir. Care to order?
That tune. Would you ask the piano player where he learned it?
He learned it from me. I hum it all the time. You know, he says to me, "Hey, Millie, I like that." Now he plays it all the time.
I knew the man who wrote it. Eddie Benson.
Oh, you knew Eddie?
Sure, we were good friends.
It's a shame what happened to him. He was, I don't know, somebody once told me a word. Mercurial. Yeah, he was a mercurial character.
That he was.
guy like him. Oh, he got a lot of people sore at him. Well, at least he left a pretty tune to remember him by. I just can't get it out of my head. Everybody loves it. Well, almost everybody. I know one character who didn't.
That so?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you know, it was Eddie's last night on the job. He was playing the tune. And then this guy, who he comes in here all the time, this guy wanted to give him $10 just to quit playing it.
You're kidding.
No, it's a fact.
Do you know the guy?
Oh, sure. He's a regular. Oh, he hasn't been in lately. Yeah, one thing I gotta say about old R.J. Jackson, he's got a tin ear.
R.J. Jackson. Tell me more about him.
Hello?
Liz, I found him.
How?
I'll tell you later. His name is R.J. Jackson. He has a place out in the country up in the mountains. I'm going there now.
Oh, Bill.
As soon as Tom checks in with you, tell him to take Route 603 to Mountain Lane. Turn right and go up the hill as far as he can. That's the place.
But, Bill, there's so much snow.
They keep the roads clear up there.
Bill, I must tell you. I know what bothers me about
Liz,
Tom.
I want to get started.
Look, how did Tom know to come to Central City? We didn't tell him where we were going.
He said he read about Eddie in the morning papers.
Yes, but Tom was already in Central City early this morning. How did he get
Darling,
here?
you're talking about Tom. No, I'm sure he... Look, honey, I have got to be on my way. Hi, Tom. Glad you made it.
Yeah. I guess this is as far as the car can take us. It's that house on the top of the hill.
Yeah.
I think we should have sent the police.
How? Once again, we don't have the evidence?
And what are we going up there for? To kill him ourselves?
No. I think we can get a confession out of him.
Oh, sure.
Now, look, he's human. He's got a guilty conscience. He'll break down. He has to. Now, come on. Boy, looks like Korea, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Miles and miles of nothing. You could just sink into the snow. It could just be the end of everything.
That's far enough.
What?
Stay where you are.
Look in the doorway. It's Myers.
Got a rifle.
You're trespassing. Now get out of here, or I'll shoot.
You wouldn't shoot us, Myers.
My name isn't Myers. Now get out of here.
We have to talk with you, R.J. We're coming up.
I'm warning you.
Come on, R.J. You can't get away with it. Look out! Hit the ground. Stay low, Tom. There's a line of trees leading up to the house. We'll work our way in.
Hell, this guy can kill both of us.
I don't think he wants to.
Are you crazy? This is the man who just killed Eddie last night.
Right now, he's scared. Come on. Head for those trees.
Keep away! Keep away!
We'll try for that stone fence. Tom, put your gun away.
I'm not going to let him pick me off. He'll show himself in the doorway when he wants to shoot again.
Don't. He's only trying to scare us off.
I see him.
Don't, Tom. Don't.
I got him. I got him. Look. He's on the ground.
Hurry up. Come on. R.J.
Don't kill me. Don't shoot again. Get me a doctor.
You'll get a doctor. But first, we'll get a confession. Now, you sold us out in the prison camp. Confess.
No, I didn't tell.
Let him alone. He'll confess later. Let's bring him inside.
No, he'll confess now. And when Eddie Benson found you, you shot him.
No, I didn't.
Then who did?
I'm hurt bad. Get me to a doctor. Bill, you were always a good guy. Help me.
R.J., it was a long time ago. The world's forgotten. I don't even think you could be brought to trial for it. It's just among the three of us. Now, I want you to confess.
I didn't do it. Honest, I didn't do it.
You did, because you didn't show up. You stayed behind. You told the guard.
No.
What did they give you? Did you have to kill Eddie, too?
I didn't kill anybody.
Yes, you did. We can get the waitress to testify. She'll tell how you saw Eddie in the lounge, how you passed out.
Well, sure, I was scared. Because you guys always thought it was me. But it could have been anybody. You, Tom.
What?
Or you, Bill. or even Eddie himself.
Let's drag him down to my car and bring him in.
Tom.
Now, please. Haven't I suffered enough?
No, it's not enough.
Tom, how did you know about the waitress? Huh? How did you know about the waitress?
What? You told me.
No, I didn't tell you anything about the waitress. I just left a message for you to meet me here.
Well, Well, you must have said something about it to Liz.
But I didn't.
Well, then, how would I know?
How? Because Eddie told you.
Eddie? Why would Eddie tell me?
You said you could get it out of him. Did you tell him that I would never help him, but that you would? Is that how you got him to trust you?
Oh, come on. Why would I want to kill Eddie?
Because of that talk we had in my house. Maybe unconsciously, both Eddie and I started to think. Why were we always convinced that R.J. was the informer? Because you were the first one to accuse him. And who said not to denounce him to the army? You did, Tom. And who said let's hunt him down ourselves? You did. Why? Because you knew it would be impossible. You knew we would settle down in a civilian life and forget it.
Bill, you've got it wrong.
But you didn't figure on Eddie. You didn't figure one of us would spend his whole life.
Bill, you know me.
Everywhere you turn, it's you, Tom. You with all the shrewd answers. Why did you have to kill Eddie?
Because he was starting to talk just like you are. And then he figured it out. And he wanted to kill me. So I had to kill him. It was self-defense.
Tom.
I had to kill him. It was like it used to be. Back in combat. Kill or be killed.
You were the informer.
No, I informed, but I wasn't the informer. I just didn't do what Hennessy ordered. I didn't cover my tracks. That's why they found us.
What did they pay you?
Nothing. I wanted us to get caught.
You wanted it? Why?
Well, Hennessy was wrong. The only time in his life he was wrong. We could never have made it, Bill. All of us would have died in the snow. I was trying to save our lives. I tried to explain it to Hennessy. I tried, but he wouldn't listen. He would only say in that way of his, "Trust me, kid. It'll be okay." And I keep trying to explain to him. Believe me, I try. Every night for the last 20 years, I try to make him see it, but I can't find him. He's out there in the snow, and I can't find him.
All right, Tom, we better go back to town.
No, wait here. I'll find him. He can't have gone far. I'll find him. I'll explain why I did it. He'll forgive me. He'll understand.
Stop him,
why I did
Bill.
it.
Stop him.
He'll understand.
He'll get lost out there. He'll freeze to death.
I can't leave you, R.J. I have to get you to a doctor. We'll come back for Tom. Later.
They found Tom Wilson later, much later, about the time of the spring thaw. The snow, the ice had preserved the final expression on his face. It was one of peace and calm, as if he had actually found Hennessy, and Hennessy had forgiven him. Well, Hennessy would. He was that kind of man. I'll be back shortly.
Oh, sure. You can talk about good-tasting diet drinks, but I know. I'm Goldilocks, and here at my taste-testing laboratory, I taste-test them all. And nobody's been drinking my diet drinks until I tested sugar-free Diet 7-Up. And then, kabloomy! Every bear wanted some. Diet 7-Up is fresh, natural, delicious. Sugar-free Diet 7-Up. This one's just right.
You finally made your gift list. Your neighbor's child is 2, your niece is 6, and nephew is 7. But before you go to the toy store, there's something else you should do. Write Toys, Washington, D.C., 20207 for a free booklet on toy safety. That's Toys, Washington, D.C., 20207. This message is brought to you by the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission.
boy dreams. The man does. It's what we call the generation gap. And this is not the distance between parents and children. It is the unbridgeable abyss between what a man is today and what he wanted to be yesterday. But that's because you can only be young once. Something you can do more than once is listen. You can listen again and again to our Mystery Theater tales. Our cast included Tony Roberts, Mandel Kramer, George Petrie, Bryna Rayburn, and Lon Clark. The entire production was under the direction of Hyman Brown. And now, a preview of our next tale.
Now, what made you do a thing like that?
I couldn't help it. It just came out. We were talking, and I told him about what happened to you that night.
Nothing happened to me that night. It was just a mistake.
You fainted. There wasn't any mistake about that.
Fainted? What kind of a word is that? Old ladies faint. Me, I just conked out for a couple of minutes.
Yes, but the reason...
Never mind the reason. You still trying to tell me I'm nuts? I didn't see that guy in the elevator.
No, I'm not saying that.
Because I did see him. Understand? He was some kind of freak, that's all. And maybe somebody who had a bad accident.
But a man without a mouth... It's so incredible. I mean, how can anyone live without a mouth?
This guy was alive. I seen him.
Yes, and he scared you so much.
Did you cut that out?
Radio Mystery Theater was sponsored in part by new sugar-free diet 7-Up. This is E.G. Marshall inviting you to return to our Mystery Theater for another adventure in the macabre. Until next time, pleasant dreams.
WDAF, Kansas City.
Would you like a shout out? Leave a comment in the section below. Tell me who you want to shout out to, who you want to shout out from, and we'll get it up here for you. Hey, we want to say thanks for tuning in. Please like and subscribe so you don't miss any. You got a lot more of these up there. Go check them out under the playlist. Leave us a comment. Tell us what you want to see, what you think, and we'll see you next time.